All right, Too Lazy to Try. He's got a couple moments in my note sheet. So,
shout out Too Lazy.
He did a video pretty much about like how comedians are getting sensitive and the comments are driving them crazy. So we can watch a little bit of that.
The hypocrisy.
The hypocrisy.
Not just comedians. Bobby Lee.
Not just them. They put a bunch of like Matt Rife is on the screen. He talking about Matt Rife, Bert Kreischer.
Yeah, Matt Rife is fucking crazy too.
Yeah, so it's like
this nigga's insane.
I guess the first thing is he laid this video out. We'll watch a little bit of it from the beginning. Probably not. Don't start there in the middle. But then he brought up a little bit of everybody. But that is the one thing. Oh, and the reason it was brought up is because the Cat Williams thing. Like Cat Williams, like
they were trying to figure out who's the Joe Rogan 6.
Yeah, right, like that, and then all that. So my biggest thing is I don't understand why they make it seem like Cat Williams' thing was so bad. I don't understand this code of we can't talk about each other if we're comedians. I don't understand that. Now, in terms of the bad joke, I get that part, right?
The bad joke.
Like how they have that code of, like if somebody's getting canceled for a bad joke, the other comedian shouldn't dogpile. I understand that. But just overall, like the person, the personality, their podcasting, it's like comedians aren't even allowed to comment on each other.
It was one of those things where like
outside of the comments.
My bad. It was one of those things where I think it's like kids are supposed to fight, not adults. So it's like it's legends speaking on legends. It's kind of gets a little.
It's a little bit deeper than that because it's stand up is like they treat it like a dark art because that's one of the shits in entertainment to where it's like it's the least respected. You get what I'm saying? It's the lowest form of entertainment in terms of Hollywood. Like an actor
turn the money too.
Nah, that's how they view that shit.
That's how they view it?
That's how they view stand-up. Like, they view stand-up as something that somebody could just do. Like, an actor
when it's really one of the hardest things to do.
An actor will fail in the movie and be like, I'll just do stand-up and get my name out there.
Oh,
again. It's the skank in the closet that you just, it's really a pocket. It's the gratification.
Literally.
But, and like, it's just something they just don't do because it's taboo.
And speaking on specifically,
I think it's whack. I think it's whack as fuck that they can't comment on each other.
I mean,
you comment on the fucking world. You got comments for everybody else.
And you're supposed to be the hardest. Like you'd be able to take
you're supposed to
skin.
You're supposed to be telling the truth.
It might just be this era.
You can't tell the truth about this nigga?
It might just be this era. Like the comics have kind of succumbed to the climate of society.
Yeah, it's
to
changing.
where like the new generation, they've kind of picked up on some bad habits, which is being a little PC. You know what I mean? Not talking shit, doing what comedians used to do. Like in the past.
Because they've always done this. They just did it in private amongst themselves. Because comedy was always cliquish.
Yeah.
But now we getting to the point, and I forgot who was talking about this shit, but this is the first era of comedy where all these niggas was really friends for real.
Yeah.
Like going on tour with each other, most of the time, like comedians, they try to avoid each other. Like you had your comedian friends, but it was a small circle.
Yeah.
It wasn't big network like a Joe Rogan 6. That probably wouldn't have existed back in the day.
Like you're not allowed to have crews back then.
6 friends, nigga?
Because they were beefing so much?
It's just because it's like, comedians are some cynical ass niggas when it comes down to it.
I feel like they all beef with each other, but then it's like they all have secret beefs.
It's one of those things where
that's the thing. They try to keep it secret. It was one of them things where it's like, you know how black people had that idea of we don't put our dirt outside. That's all in-house shit. When we in front of white people,
this
we
is
act
black
different.
folk, right.
It's the same psychology.
It's no difference between like the music industry. It's the same shit. Like
no, the music industry it's for sale.
not.
It's profitable.
Not a lot.
Beef.
Not a lot of it.
Always for sale.
It's profitable.
Not always.
Always.
Not
period.
There's not. You can't just talk about everything in the music industry. You'll be dead or sued.
What you mean?
As far as like just people's dirt.
I'm not talking about that. That's
talking shit about another rapper. That's what you mean.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
Like, I don't like that guy. He's not good at what he does.
It's always available. It's always available. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Always,
It's always available.
What fuels a lot of niggas'
the comedians won't even do that to each other and say this nigga is not funny. He's not funny. They're
starting to more
now because the times is changing.
Yeah. But then the comedians are losing their goddamn mind.
But that's the thing. They lose their mind when other people talk about them.
Right.
Like when they're supposed to be like the thick-skinned people.
And not all of them. It's really a select few that's very famous right now.
It's really a select few, and one of them who's actually doing something about it, which is why Podcast Cringe, shout out Podcast Cringe, he made a video about it because Bobby Lee been like just I'm not going to exaggerate it, but he took down one of 2 Lazy's videos.
Yeah,
I forgot
yeah.
which one.
Where it was the Bad Friends podcast. Nobody really knows whose it was.
Yeah,
I don't think it was.
Well,
I think it was Andrew Santino.
Andrew Santino's the one
real
that
corporate.
Because he's got
yeah.
a track record of like, I don't like what you say about me. I'm gonna get my fans to try to report it, demonetize you. Like, nigga, this shit is getting taken down.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. So he was the one, but they did release that copyright strike though.
Yeah.
But in this video, let's watch a little bit.
I'm watching. I'm starting to hear.
Yeah.
Always tells them to stop paying attention to that stuff and stop reading comments.
Talking about Joe
When
Rogan.
RZA was on with Donnell, that's the first thing I said to Donnell after the show. I go, hey, man, that was fun. Don't read the comments.
Yeah.
Don't read the comments.
No, don't.
And Donnell just dove right into that comments, and he was on a deep spiral of mental illness for several days.
Yeah, he said, man, I kept saying I interrupt, son. Yeah, yeah, I heard all about it. We was on tour after that. He was traumatized.
He got shook. I told him, stay out of there.
Yeah, so Joe has to tell his friends to do this quite often, but some of them just don't want to listen. And it wouldn't be that big of a deal, but it seems like the people that pay attention to that stuff the most are the ones that are the worst at handling it, unfortunately.
That's a
And
great
usually
point.
the way they react to it shows they're not very good at handling it because they'll have the worst response. You know, you could see a video about yourself and just ignore it like Joe Rogan says, or you could watch it and just be like, all right, whatever, this is what the internet does. Or you can watch it and respond to it, or you can pick the worst option here and try to have it removed, because that usually draws the most attention and shows people that you're not very good at handling it. And you would think comedians would know this, but some of them, I guess, just don't get it. Like Andrew Santino, for example, he sees a video he doesn't like and has a meltdown and then tells his fans to go report it. This happened when him and Bobby first started Bad Friends, and their original setup, you know, their studio.
Yeah, so yeah, he just kind of puts on display about how Andrew Santino can't handle the comments and shit like that. I don't know, bro. The comments just don't seem that fucking bad.
For you?
They don't seem that bad to you, but you got to think they're saying. You talking about his comments, right, or comments in general?
Just comments in general. It's like,
well, I mean,
these people be,
AJ, what,
bro?
nigga?
These people have been popping for like 5-10 years, bro, and some of them are still. Their their fucking world is shaken up by the goddamn comments. That shit is weird to me. Like, because it's like, why don't you just quit, bro? There used to be this dude named Roseman associated with No Jumper.
Yeah,
man, when he couldn't handle the comments, the nigga, we haven't seen him since, bro. He just left. It's like, this is what the fuck comes with it. You know what I'm saying?
You would think as a comedian you would have a better reaction to a bad reaction.
Come on,
like
bro.
everybody has gone on stage and bombed before, so it's like you kind of just gotta,
it's just
charge
weird,
it to the
bro.
game essentially.
But it's the idea. It's the mental thing that comes with a comment, because it's like 9 times out of 10 is somebody behind the camera who would probably never say what they're saying in comment form in front of you, or they're just not even, they're just not even qualified to even like.
That's why you shouldn't
joke
take it
about what the
serious.
fuck.
That's literally why you shouldn't care about it.
Right.
You shouldn't.
That's the reason.
And I think
but
too
that's
lazy
the
to try and
dichotomy
make the point too. There's a fine line in between not caring at all and then also being aware of how people perceive you.
Sure.
Because you can't
Yeah.
just be completely delusional.
Yeah, you
It's
can't
like,
be completely
I don't read none of the comments.
No,
I have no idea how they feel
read
about
it,
this.
but don't read into it. Like, understand read into it as much as you should. You know what I'm saying? Like, you just said it yourself. You got to have the perception of yourself, what perception you're giving off. But fuck the niggas who do what you're talking about. They just keyboard warriors.
Yeah.
Conquistadors, as you say, nigga.
Yeah.
But the thing is, a lot of these people who are successful have blatant insecurities that probably get highlighted when they're successful because they still feel bad even though they're supposed to be winning. And then a nigga get on the keyboard and say some shit that's directly
say the shit you stared.
It just right through his
yourself in the
subconscious. It's like fuck.
Yeah.
They found me.
Like, how does he know?
Yeah.
Yeah, bro. But then you also got to remember that like comedians are rolling with this. Comedians are rolling with this level of we're a protected class too, because Joe Rogan is one of the main people that be like, comedy's the last line of defense. Like,
we're
comedians,
first-class citizens.
comedians be taking their shit way too seriously, and like in totality, I don't really like that shit because I'm like
some of them,
yeah, some of them do.
The worst of them do,
and it's just like I just don't understand. I fuck with comedians heavy, like, but this whole protected class shit, we can't comment on it, or like.
It's just the way they talk, like the arrogance Like,
the fuck, dude? Like,
you just don't like that.
And I'm not even
Nobody's-
claiming that I can get up there and do what you do. I wouldn't even claim that. But
Of course not, but you're
what
not
makes-
that important still.
Bruh,
Nobody's
cut it
that
out.
important.
Yeah, bruh, cut it out. It's not that big of a deal.
We talk and entertain people for a living.
Right.
It's not that serious.
Yeah, the shit's kind of crazy. But also, that also made me think, I can't remember.
Depends on
if
what
this-
you're talking about.
Kimberly, I don't remember if this is the video that Red Bar came up. Is this the video that Red Bar came up?
Yeah, it is.
It is. So
I'm pretty sure.
Try to skip it forward a little bit. Or see if you can see Red
Let me
Bar
see.
hovering over.
It is the one though, cause yep,
Yeah, there he is. When yeah.
yeah, that's him.
Yeah,
This is their old studio.
Yeah, go back. Yeah, go back to the beginning of that picture. Because it's gonna introduce it right there.
Boom.
This nigga Ginger with black eyebrows.
Him have his fun, but instead this clearly got to Santino, which would have been fine if he didn't make everybody aware that it got to him, because then everybody's like, damn, this guy takes himself way too seriously. He really can't handle being goofed on a little bit. And just in case that tweet wasn't enough evidence of this, Bobby Lee and Brian Redband both confirmed that Andrew lost his mind over this.
But all he does is just trash all our friends. Like every comic we know.
Me, Santino.
Oh, Santino.
Hinchcliffe.
I think Santino's about to go there and just murder him. You know?
He was psychologically attacked by some online trolls that attacked bad friends.
Yes.
Listen to this.
Oh, okay.
And that's enough.
Put him in a mood.
Right.
That's it.
Oh, okay.
That's it.
Well, first Andrew Santino put me in a mood. He's screaming and all that stuff.
Yeah, so since he handled this so poorly, it made it even better when Joe Rogan started making fun of his studio right to his face.
If you go to this week's
gonna love
episode,
this.
go to episode 3, and
What's with the shelf? Who's the designer?
this is half of
Don't
the
worry.
stuff we talk shit about it from our fans.
Well, who put that together?
The producer.
You have a producer that decorates?
No, we just told him to throw stuff on the wall.
Don't worry about it, Joe,
Just
don't
put up
worry.
some shit on the
Why
wall.
don't you put some stuff on the wall that represents what you like?
We're gonna. It's brand new. We just started the whole thing. We haven't done it yet. Also,
You need an American flag behind you. That should be what we all do now.
go to episode 3. Go to episode 3.
So even Joe agrees, and you could tell Santino's like, oh, why'd you have to bring this up? Can we please just move on? And now since everybody knows Santino is sensitive about this, it makes it even funnier. And now more people start to
pause.
pay attention.
So yeah, that's not even the important part. So the important part is, have y'all ever heard of Red Bar?
Yeah.
You have?
Yeah.
Okay, let's get into Red Bar.